We're going to talk about a brand new gun exploit that might be breaking the meta as we know it, at least according to ex-CSGO pro caster extraordinaire Lothar on Twitter and TikTok. He's been breaking down how now the Stinger and the Bulldog have a specific exploit that Riot needs to fix right now, at least according to him. So let's play his video first off where he explains what's going on, what's happening with these weapons, and then we're going to break it down even further and talk about what this means for you in your games and should you be using these weapons or abusing this tech before it gets patched out. Now, let's roll it right here.
Hello everyone, new meta ahead of us, at least I think so, when it comes to Stinger and Bulldog. The quick burst is insanely accurate, even though you might be moving left, right, and peeking corners. You do something like this. You do a rhythmic right click, left click, and you unclick, right click, right after you shoot. So basically you try to achieve this, but super fast, like this. And this essentially gives your Stinger and Bulldog 100% accuracy, while trying also to peek corners. This way. Right, you can do it even faster. And it's super effective with Bulldog on head level, but with the Stinger, you aim at the waist. Because you have super high consistent damage.
So basically, he's explaining the tech, or what's happening right now is if you're quick scoping, essentially, a quick scoping with the Bulldog and Stinger, you are basically being first shot accurate from any amount of ranges with these weapons. Now, this is not the way that it's supposed to be. There's actually supposed to be quite a bit of recoil, quite a bit of inaccuracy with the weapons, but that's just not true with what's going on right now. Now, of course, you have to bind it so that you have hold to scope. You don't want to have toggle to scope, and I'm going to tell you how to bind it even easier in a second, or Lothar is going to explain it yourself. But this is incredibly powerful for a number of reasons. However, let's break down how to bind it first, and then we're going to dig right into it.
Do you guys remember my Reyna instant dismiss trick? Well, I figured out that it can work with another broken thing that I posted today on my Twitter, and it's the alternate fire with Stinger and Bulldog. Take a look at this. In the round when you're gonna play the Bulldog or the Stinger, you just bind your alternate fire to left click, so you have fire and alternate fire at the same time. And then you shoot fully accurate with the instant ADS. Like, this is insanely broken. This is insanely broken. It has to be fixed, Riot. You can do that with Bulldog as well. Insanely broken.
Now, before we proceed, please go to the GameLeap website down below to support the channel so that we can keep making content, but let's get back into the video. Now, this really makes the Stinger very accurate from incredibly far away. The Bulldog gets to jiggle peek and even delete Vandom and Phantom users because it has a essential first shot accurate beam that happens almost instantaneously, and as Lothar showed, you could jiggle peek a corner and effectively completely delete pretty much anyone with the Bulldog, and that is something that is probably not in the design for the weapon. So we have a Bulldog that does a pseudo full rifle buy impression, and a Stinger that for a super cheap gun can actually beam from incredibly far away. Now, I don't think that this just fundamentally destroys the game, but it really disrupts the power balance of what the weapons are supposed to do. The Stinger should not be accurate from that far away. The Bulldog should be inferior in the straight head-to-head up against the other rifles because it's so much cheaper, but that's just not the case. Now, there was some replies in the Reddit thread where he posted all this stating this: wouldn't pressing down both mouse buttons at once accomplish the same thing? And Lothar responded himself stating, if you practice having it absolutely nailed down every time, yes, otherwise it takes no effort with the double bind. So basically, using the double bind is absolutely free with these weapons, and it makes it so they are just a lot more powerful than definitely intended by Riot in the first place. Now, I definitely think that this is something that you're probably going to want to do, assuming that this doesn't get patched out right away. It could get hotfixed immediately, with Lothar saying that Riot needs to hotfix this right away, which I don't know if they're actually gonna do. It seems all of them are on holiday or on some beach somewhere right now, as evident by the past two patches. But all joking aside, they honestly deserve it, but I don't necessarily think that this is gonna get patched out right away, and it's something that you should probably do in your games, because if everyone knows about it, you should probably be using it, and at the very least, experiment around with it and tell me what you think down below. Do you think that it's really busted and powerful, or do you think it's really not that big of a deal, or it's a little little bit overblown. I really want to know your opinion about all that and why. Now, special shout out to Lothar who found this exploit, and go to the GameLeap website down below for the highest quality in-depth guides and VOD reviews you will find anywhere, and smash that like and subscribe if you want a free flamingo hand delivered by me to your house. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for coming by. I love y'all faces, and I'll see y'all next time.